So Build a Kingdom. We got a few different things, a couple different things we're working on this week. First things first, I got to undercoat this Traverse. This is a 2017. I've undercoated it 2 times, I think. 2 or 3 times in the 5 years that we've owned it. I live in the Northeast, as most of you know, New York. So if you're in the Salt Belt, then you know about undercoating. Yeah, I do it myself. That Z-Bar stuff is garbage. Don't waste your money on that. You want a good oil-based undercoat. Here, I'll show you what we use. This is what we use. It's called Corrosion Free Formula 3000. It is an oil-based, kind of waxy undercoat. Stuff works great. You guys have seen under my Avalanche. My Avalanche is an 04. It's been in New York for like 8 years. And the only real rot in the body is right in the front of the rear quarter panels, and that's just because I screwed up undercoating it. I didn't realize I wasn't getting down in there. I thought that I was getting down in there. Obviously I wasn't. So there's 2 rot holes in the exact same spot on both sides of the truck because I didn't get undercoating on it. So, oops, live and learn. Yeah, let me show you what we're dealing with here. All right, so as you can see, there's a little bit of surface rust, on that front subframe. Not terrible. Obviously, there's nothing you can do about exhaust. Can't spray that with oil. But you can see like kind of the dark residue of it having been sprayed before with oil. You'll see it more here in a second when I get back further. But light rust, nothing terrible like you would see if a car hadn't been undercoated. You get back here, you can really see the undercoating sprayed up on here. It's dark because the dirt sticks to it. Oily. The brake lines are like black because they're coated. I spend extra time on brake lines and fuel lines, like up in there, all oily. I really coat the crap out of those as best I can because that's usually what ends up being a problem here in New York is your brake lines and fuel lines rot out, tranny cooler lines, that stuff all rots, especially where there's like a clamp, like here. That's usually where they'll end up rotting out and start leaking, and then you have problems. You don't want leaky brakes. So I pay extra attention to that and really, really coat those because you don't want that. That's mechanical stuff you don't want to mess with. But as you can see, light surface rust in the actual unibody part of the chassis. Around the holes is pretty common, but you can see the residue on there from me spraying it before. Yeah, it doesn't make it pretty. It's definitely not for making it look good. It's to keep it from rusting. So I don't even know what those are. Those look like air conditioning lines of some sort. I wonder if there's a separate coil or something back there for climate control for these fancy new vehicles. Hey, go back to the rear transfer case or rear differential. You can see there's a little more rust back here. I must not have done as good a job on this rear subframe, but I just went through with my fingers and knocked off a lot of the rust that's built up on there. It's all over the floor. Try to get as much loose stuff off before I go and spray it. I don't think I sprayed this. It would appear that I did not spray this. Spare wheel. Thinking maybe I should. I probably sprayed the center section here. Yeah, that's all oily. Where I would need to work on it if I needed a spare. Yeah, that's rusty. I should probably spray that wheel. Who cares if it's got oil on it? But you can see back here, dirty residue from it being sprayed before. And we're going to spray it again because obviously it needs it since it's got some rust. Not fun. Put a tarp down just to control some of the mess. Not that my garage floor is ever really clean, but kind of, sort of, some control, a little bit of control, touch, just a little. So yeah, let me show you the gun. I don't know where we got this kit. It's a family kit. We all use it. But it's basically an old paint gun that's been modified for spraying undercoating. My Uncle Vic bought this, so I'm going to assume that it's specifically for undercoating. It definitely looks like it is. So you'd have to search around, find yourself a kit for spraying undercoating. I don't think this was expensive. This long wand is nice. It's got a little spray tip on the end of it. You slide this up into the quarter panels, or on a truck, you can usually pull the rear tail light out and stick that in there. We've got a piece of hard copper. Normally, there it is right here. not hard copper, sorry, soft. That's probably not copper, it feels like steel. But some type of soft line that one of my uncles brazed an air tip on. That works better for taking the rear quarter panel out and sticking that way in up over the rear wheel well. And then you pull the trigger and just slowly pull it back to coat the inside of your rear quarter panels on your pickup trucks. That's handy. I mean, you could probably do it with this. That comes with the kit, I'm assuming. We didn't make that. That must have came with the kit. But that works nice because it's stiff. You can really stick it way, way, way in the quarter panel of those long beds. So the Avalanche was done with that, but it obviously didn't get down in front of the rear wheel. It is what it is. Okay, so we got a little airline extension, gun, pressure regulator, just in case your system's over 100, I think it's like 116 or something. This pop off. There's a safety on here that pops. So let me get locked and loaded here. I have this up on the, up on the ladder right in front of my heater to warm it up because it's just a lot easier to pour into the gun when it's warmed up. It's kind of, the stuff's really thick. It's like waxy, and it does not come out of there easy. It's kind of hard to get from there into this small opening. So I'll take my big funnel and glop that in there to fill that gun up so I can spray here in a minute. So yeah, tons of fun. Let me get through this. All right, I finished undercoating Stacey's car, as you can see. Then I gave it a little bit of exterior bath. So that's nice and clean now. But as you can see, we are not at my house. We're at Don's house. And the guys are in here working on this truck.
Take everything apart, so I want you to slide the lever off.
Put new exhaust on, some new rear shocks.
Yes, so you gotta
They replaced the transmission mount and seal. You guys remember me driving this truck back from Florida. I just want to show you how ridiculously clean this thing is. See this? Is it ridiculous? Look at that. This was a Colorado truck before it went to Florida and before I drove it back to New York. This thing's crazy clean. Look at that. It's like a brand new 91 Chevy pickup. That's ridiculous. Such a nice truck. Beach. Don's up there trying to put a new idler Pitman arm in it. Look at this thing. Isn't this ridiculous? Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my house and clean the race car. All right, as you can see, Violet's in the shop. You can still see some of the Violet. See the purple from her original paint job. Still a little purple on the roof we never took off. We gotta keep a little bit, you know, just a smidge. We're not gonna repaint the roof again. We're leaving it just the way it is. I will tape it off when I go to paint this thing up. I was just taking the plasma cutter and trimming some of this stuff out of here. This car was never gutted like a lot of the other cars. I can take some out of that side still. So we trimmed that out of there, trimmed the old seatbelt boxes and stuff out of it. That's literally all I just trimmed out of there is that little bit that you see right there. So she might be down like 3 or 4 pounds. That's about it. But kind of getting this thing ready. I took the seat cover out, took the seat belts out. I'm gonna pull it outside and rinse all of the dirt and crap, get everything out of here, get it all cleaned up, because when I get it back in here, we are going to strip. The seat's coming out. We're gonna take the, I don't know if we'll take the shifter out. We might just tape it off. We'll take stuff out of the dash or tape stuff off in the dash, whatever. And we're gonna sand down the tubing and stuff. I'll probably cover that black tin back there. I don't think I'm gonna take that off, but we'll just cover it up with some plastic. And we're gonna paint the chassis, all of it. We'll strip this off. We're gonna drop the motor and tranny out. We gotta put my 363 back on it anyway. So we're gonna pull the 384 off, Don's 384. We'll put my 363 back on, but we're gonna drop the drivetrain out of it. We'll drop the suspension out of it, roll that out of the way, and we're gonna paint the motor compartment. We're gonna we're gonna spray the whole chassis. We got some straightening to do back here that got punched in. This here is all pushed in. Same thing on this side, it's all pushed in. Getting the back beat off of this thing. We got to pull this wheel well out a little bit. Yeah, so we'll get the chassis cleaned up, get everything painted, and then we'll start hanging the new body on it. I don't know if we'll get to hanging body this weekend, but at the very least, we will get this chassis taped off and painted so that we are ready to start hanging body on it by next week. We'll get the heat gun out and get all the graphics and stuff off and get it cleaned up, get a coat of paint on it. Coat of white. We're gonna get it white. I like a nice bright interior in my car, that way at night, you know, when the sun goes down, you can still see inside the car. I painted it gray originally. I was going for that NASCAR gray, you know, how the roll cages and stuff used to be like that in most of the NASCARs. That's what I was going for originally. But since then, we have built a couple cars and we painted the interiors white, and man, is it nice. So that is what we're gonna do up front in the engine compartment. That is what we're gonna do in the interior and the exterior, all of it. We're painting everything white. We're gonna start with white and we'll go from there. I have an idea in my head of what I wanna do for a livery next year, but I'm never against a full-time sponsor or a full car sponsor coming on. If somebody wants to, you know, go all out, they want the car painted the colors of their company and they want to put their name on the quarter panel and hood, I'm down. If somebody wants to do that, throw me $5,000, I'll paint the car like whatever you want, and I'll put your name all over it. You know, whatever you want to do. Bring it to car shows for you, whatever, if that's what somebody wants to do. But that's usually pretty rare that happens. So I've got a livery in mind that I'm going to do. But before we can get any of that done, I want to go through the entire chassis, clean up everything, and get this thing ready for next season. Get everything painted up nice and clean and fresh, so we are good to go. That's the plan anyways. All right, well, we got this thing all cleaned up, got all the mud and stuff rinsed out of it for the most part. Sprayed the outside, got as much of the mud and gunk and stuff out of all these nooks and crevices, crannies, whatever you want to call it. Got a lot of dirt off. You can see it's back clean back there. See, got it all cleaned up for the most part so that we can start painting, but I didn't actually get to paint. What are you doing, child? We got to sand the frame and stuff, but I didn't get to any of that because my dad took over the garage to undercoat his truck. So that's as far as we're going to get for this video, unfortunately. Nothing too fun, a lot of undercoating. We cut some metal out of this and clean this up so we can start prepping for paint. But as soon as he's out of the way, we'll get this car in there and you're on the roof. We'll get this thing in there and get it stripped down, start painting it, get ready for next season. Keep it creative and happy building. Can you say it?
Happy building.